ask you. I know what I gave you. Please tell me what you gave me. Now let me ask you.
Okay, hello people, it's your boy Ambassador again with the New African Man. So you should have seen a couple of our things already. We talk about social issues. We have younger guys, older guys, younger girls. We just mix people's various opinions based on their gender, based on their position in society, based on their age, and then we try to understand each other just to look for the middle ground. So our topic today is migration. Or in Cameroon we call it bush falling or falling bush on Benguese or Japa as the Nigerians call it. It's something which has brought a couple of developments, but also has its disadvantages. So I just want the young ladies to give me their own opinion in regards to what they have. Before we start, so today we have Nina and
Gilda.
Okay, so we have Nina and Gilda. So I'm just going to give me their opinion with regards to bush falling or migration. I'll start with Gilda. What's your opinion with regards to bush falling?
I think I'll be on the fence, but
Okay.
I think it has both advantages and disadvantages.
Okay, we're going to explore the fence side of things, if it's water or it's land on both sides. Nina,
For migration, please, I really want
you're
to
not
jack
on any
back.
fence.
I want to jack back.
You're already gone.
In my mind.
Okay. So it's a very balanced table because she's on the fence, I am against, she is for. So we're going to see people's arguments. Okay. So I think earlier on I told the guys my experience with wanting to travel at all costs, going out there realizing that all the dreams I had with regards to Europe was not real, it was not the same thing. So I came back to Cameroon, and now when I meet people I'm like, unless you know exactly what you're going to do there, you have an international job that pays you 7 million where you pay your rent 1 million, it's okay to fall bush. If you have, I don't know what, a skill which you want to go and develop out there, football, music, whatever, and then you have some ecosystem that's going to harness and develop that skill, fine. If you're just going out there like, where did you go to? I go hustle. Hustle is which profession? Which school is teaching hustle? Which CV are you going to write hustle? Streets. Street is coded for thief, scamming, and slave queen / sugar mommy, sugar daddy tendencies. There's nothing like streets and hustling. Give us a specific career. You're going to play football, sing music, computer this, that. Don't say you're going to hustle. Hustle is whose name. Okay, that being said, so that was my experience with it. That's why I stand on the position of it's not a good idea to migrate. Even if you migrate, you should have a clear time frame of I'm leaving 2010 and come back 2015. By then I should have had these degrees, save this amount of money, come back and do something here. But just that when you don't have a plan, that's one of my biggest challenges. When I started planning when I was already in the mix. Now am I going to hustle to pay my rent, or am I going to sit and be planning to build a career? So if I'd already done some of those planning things before leaving Cameroon, I had an opportunity to the basketball team, but I did not have a professional license from Cameroon. So I had to be sent into the rookie team. And then the rookie team, I was playing with small children. After a while, I was like, oh, Chris, why am I playing with small children? I left the whole basketball. But if I prepared for Europe, like having my good basketball license, going out there like a professional, maybe the story would have been different. So one is that preparation. Two is what do you really want to do? That's what guided the preparation. So let me start with you, Nina. Why do you want to fall bush? What is your plan? What is your preparation? What is your goal?
So basically, like if you look at the system, like take for example the United States.
Yeah.
They have like a whole system of specialization. Like I feel like that's one thing that we lack here in Cameroon.
Yeah.
If you are going abroad, then they are going to groom you in a certain way.
Yeah.
That do you barely feel. That's if you're not going to hustle.
Yeah.
Like if I'm living here, I'm going like, okay, I said I want to go and study software engineering. The opportunities I'm going to have there, they're going to be better than the.
So just so you are
here.
aware, I'm going to be poking holes into your arguments and asking you questions just so you think in the reality. Because you say the system in America, you have not been in that system. You are assuming what people have told you.
Yes.
Okay, so now you are assuming. So I'll be asking you questions based on the reality, and so that you give me feedback and then you question what you were thinking regarding to how it is in America. So you said when you go there, they're going to harness your skill. Have you ever spoken to somebody in America and they tell you like they don't sleep, they leave school and go and do a job, the school is very intense, you're always in the library and computer lab. So do you think that if you spend your life here in Cameroon in the library and computer lab, you're not going to make something out of your life?
So I had a friend.
Yes.
We're in Cameroon yet together, and then she left after a while. She was not really smart. Like she was not smart.
That friend, you have heard some things of this.
She was not. Because I don't know what to say.
All Nina's friends were abroad. Start gauge yourself.
No, she was not so smart, but since she left, science competition, she's the best. And I started asking myself, like, maybe the problem was that she was here and then they were trying to teach her everything.
No.
She was doing,
I
yes.
keep on saying that is the focus. Let me tell you my life, right? Before I left Cameroon, I was the area boy. I was the number one man who liked to stand on the junction. They were looking, hey, see that girl, man, see that fine motor, or buy that motor. I had no direction of my life, technically. Once I went out and I realized that, hey, there's no mother, there's no father here. If anything goes wrong, it's on my head. I was alert. I started focusing. So that's why I'm saying that. That's why I told you, like, I barely passed maths. I mean, I like to be frank, right? I barely passed maths in O level. I had to write it the second time to permit me to do my business and things I was doing. But I went out there and I was doing discrete maths, which is almost like further maths. I was doing a computer science course, MIS. Meanwhile, in Cameroonian science, I end at the S and I'm out of the door. I don't have anything to do with science. I just felt like it was not my thing. But when I went out there, one, you are very focused. At one time I was playing basketball and going to school. I spent most of my time in teachers' offices doing office hours. Where I read, I don't understand. I print out the notes, read, I don't understand. I go to the office, the teacher explains to me one-on-one. This is this thing, this is this thing. My grades went up to A's and the rest. If I was in Cameroon, no way. Why? I have my friends from primary school, my normal crowd that will be sitting in the Carrefour, my friends from Munya that will be hiding banana and doing our things. I will still have that tendency to pull towards them. But when they remove you from that group, you start to excel and you are feeling that it's the place that makes you know. It's just the conditions which you were here. If you create that, like, I tell people I've come back to Cameroon, but whenever I meet my friends and my brother, I tell them that I'm creating my own Europe now here. And they are seeing it because I'm that one guy who you rarely see me in a bar. 9 to 5, I'm in my house doing my things online, trying to build my things. I'm living that hustle or that business life like I'm in Europe. Okay. And then I want to see who tell me that I will not make it here.
But do you also accept that there are people here who are very disciplined and focused and like there are people who are disciplined in Cameroon.
When I say they're not people, right? So I had friends who were doing physics. They were very smart. They went and did physics in UB or maths. Almost went mad because of the physics and maths. Came out now and they started teaching maths or physics. They're as broke as whatever. I barely passed maths. I was not the smart guy. I don't think I only had up to 8 points. I had my chain of T's and E's anyhow. But once I went out there and I knew what I was doing, today it looks like I'm the one, I'm far, I can pay them like 30 times over, right? So you might see that guy and feel like he's serious because he's reading physics every day, cramming in Newton's this, Newton's law, blah, blah, blah. But is he really serious?
No, I'm just saying that these people, if they're also given the opportunity to go abroad, their productivity would have been exponential. It would have increased. Like there's a certain feel that America gives you. Seriously, like there's a certain mindset. I've not been there.
No, tell us
I was there. I came back when I was 5. I actually came to Cameroon because I was stubborn. This I'm capping. So like.
Before they remove your picture of someone on the street, like, where did you go? Yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, like there's a certain tendency. Like once you're, how do I put it? Okay, when somebody keeps telling you, when you have in your mind that there's nobody that is going to provide for you. Yes. There's somebody that's going to do certain things for you. It just happens that you
Can
want...
you create that mindset for yourself?
It's difficult.
That's what I'm saying.
It's difficult
so I said that, okay, at times in logic, you can start from the premise to the conclusion. You can start with the conclusion and go backwards to understand the premise, right? So now, once you have put those two premises, like, it's because people go abroad that they become successful. It looks now like till you go abroad, you succeed. But it also considers that when people go abroad, they also become more serious and focused in their life. Hence, they become successful.
But the environment in Cameroon is not giving you that space to want to become serious and focused.
Can you create it for yourself?
It's difficult. You cannot... They say one man can change the world, but literally, I don't think it's that easy.
I tell people, like, so because poverty has not touched you enough.
It will be easier. Poverty has touched me. Somebody they do me. This one will be me. Like, I feel like now, if you go abroad, like this thing is already there. Yeah. This environment where you have the zeal to push is already there. And then trying to create that one for yourself is just a lot of work. It's just different. And then again, when you go abroad, they might be paying you $100 for like maybe minor chores, and then when you multiply in our currency, it's a lot. So that's enough.
In Cameroon, your rent is 20,000 francs. In America,
your rent is
20,000. I'm just calling a random number. No. But in America, your rent is 300,000. But anyway, I think you have pushed your own direction with regards to why you think bush farming is good. Why you stand on the fence?
Because, like I said earlier, I feel like there are advantages and disadvantages with migration.
Yeah.
So should I start advantages?
Yes, start with advantages, because since I'm against, I want to hear your advantages.
Right, going out there, like I feel like there are better opportunities than they are here. First of all, because I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. Government issue. This whole yes, like just the government.
Okay, let me ask you a question. As I said, I'll be poking holes,
yes.
right? So I want you to go into detail.
Okay.
What in that system is there that is not here? Detail. Give me a practical example. Okay. Because most of the time, the thing is, we are not looking in the right places, so we think that those things are not here. But till you go out there, then you focus and you start looking, then you see now you feel like it is only there. So tell me some practical things.
Okay, let me give an example. Our educational system.
Yeah.
Over there, right? Yeah. They start teaching their kids right from small ages, like they start specializing in what they want to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, look at our system. From primary school, you're being taught several subjects. Go to secondary school, science students, doing history, doing literature. It does not make sense. Like, and those first of all, those subjects have a lot of materials. They have to read.
That's why I gave you an example, right? And I was hammering with Nina that I'm not looking at what the teacher gave me from his note, which his own teacher gave him from the 1960s.
But here's the thing. Right. You need those for you to validate.
So that's what I did when I was in school most of the time. That's why I told you I had my D's and E's, right? Because I did not care. I knew that my life does not depend on this teacher.
You just have grace.
I told them like I just have to pass this thing and then move on. When I needed maths, I went and wrote the maths, wrote the French, passed it and moved on with my C's in O level. I moved on. But I knew that my life was not dependent on that teacher and it was very clear for me.
But here's the issue, right?
Yes.
To be successful,
you
either know somebody or you're actually the best in what you're doing.
So in Cameroon or in Europe?
Yeah, you cannot be mediocre and you believe that you be somebody, except you know somebody up there.
Same thing in Europe.
I don't believe so.
So when I say same thing in Europe, is the sense that in Cameroon, they might say to pass in a course, you need, how do they even call it? How do they call this concept where girls sleep with teachers for marks? That is what for grades or whatever. So you need to know that teacher before you're able to, sex for grades, that's what they call it, before you can be able to sleep with him to get the grades. In Europe, he might just need you to show him that you are serious and give him your... I was telling the guys an example where I came out with a business plan, and because most of my teachers were marketing people, they got sponsorship endorsements from their company and they sponsored my event. There, I just had to put a good event proof of concept and they sponsored it. Maybe in Cameroon, I would need to maybe go and help the teacher to mark, wash clothes in his house, whatever. But either way, it did not change the fact that I needed to know the teachers. In Europe, I needed to know them so that I can send them the emails and then pitch directly to them. Some that went to their offices.
There's a difference. One is this and one is like...
So this is my point. You need, first is the networks, right? Mm-hmm. And we have this tendency where when people say things like, you cannot pass Qs without bribing, or you cannot pass this man's course without maybe sex for grades, right? Having a relationship with him before you pass the course. But if you look closely, the girls that are willing to do the work are going to end up passing that course, maybe not with as good grades as the girls who have had a relationship with him. Mm-hmm. But most of the time, because I've already put that narrative, you are already defeated in your mind. You are not preparing as you ought to, because in your mind is till they sleep with him, then you pass. So you are already 50% defeated. Now, even when you go into the hall, you are not putting your best because it is till you sleep with him. So I tell people like, I was having a conversation with the guys, I was telling them like, I'm very sensitive to what people put in their minds. I can be sitting in a bus and I'm just listening to my music. As soon as somebody says something which I feel like this is poisonous or toxic to your mind and your growth, I drop my music and I start getting agitated like, how can you say this? Because there are many things which I was putting in my brain and they were forming who I was when I was in Cameroon. When I left Cameroon, I realized that all of those things are shenanigans. And once I broke myself free from all of those stereotypes and theories and let's say beliefs, I started thriving like... So I'll be in Cameroon saying there are no jobs, but I have 3 jobs. And I'm wondering like, is something wrong with me? Something wrong with me? What's the problem? That's the easy excuse I always give me. But I'm telling you like, what network? Networks are built.
No,
so
everybody has...
You don't have my age.
That's it.
No, the thing is,
they don't have...
I always tell people like, and it happened the other day, I was telling my younger brother that, I'm sorry for people at times, but as soon as I get close to them, I realize like, this is why you are poor. Does that make sense? We have the assumption to say you cannot blame his parents were poor, did not go to school. But once you get close to the person, you realize the weaknesses they have why they are poor.
But okay, do you believe that like this thing, how do you call it, allegory of the cave?
Yeah.
That when somebody is just in a confined zone, you don't know what the things that are out there.
And
so
what are you doing in the cave? Can you get out of that cave?
Cameroon is not a cave.
It's a
Cameroon is a
mindset,
cave
right?
enough.
So free yourself from that cave mindset.
In as much as it's a
that.
mindset, it's also good to move.
Yes.
When you
No,
move,
agree,
you know
agree.
the people that I will know sitting in Cameroon are not the same people that I will know when I go abroad.
But you know there are some wonderful Cameroonians that I remember when we were going for some my professional side. UN environment usually invites experts around Africa to train them on courses, right? And when you go there, you meet a certain, so it's like maybe experts in the project coordinator, those are the two people, or maybe the finance guy that are invited for those workshops in one African country to bring everybody there. When you go there, I get to meet a certain creme de la creme from Cameroon, which normally in Cameroon I would not have met them.
Okay. Have you tried to check their background if they ever went abroad? No,
There are
I'm just saying.
there are some who have-
majority.
There are some who are gone abroad, there are some who are
And you're
not.
also talking about the fact that you can have the mindset like don't roll with the education system, do
Yeah.
your own things that you want.
Yeah.
I also feel like it also depends on your background, like your family. My father will slap you. You go and tell him that I have
don't
my
want
own
to-
dreams. I want to be an engineer. I remember refusing to do biology. It was a problem in my house.
So this is it. I tell people like, your parents like you, they love you. I will never question their motives why they want me to do something. But I know that I have more interest at stake in my life than them. At no point am I going to give them the upper hand, because when it's all said and done, and when that landlord is hitting on your door, or you're looking for money to buy roasted corn, the highest your father will tell you is my picking share.
The thing is that in Africa,
Yes.
you cannot be independent to a certain extent, like at a very young age. Like
Yeah.
you're seeing,
What do you call young age?
O level, okay, you're still O level.
No,
You
of course,
cannot-
O-level, yeah.
No, wait, you cannot say that.
Yeah.
I want to do this, so I'm not going to listen to my father. Who pay your fees?
So this is
So
it.
if you're abroad,
What
but at the age
did I
of
tell you my
16, they
story of
already
going
have
out?
their own.
So my story was, I wanted to go and do rap, basketball and things. But no child of my father is going to do rap and basketball. So I knew that I have to study, get admission in the school. I'm going to please him by going to the school. Regularly I'll send him my transcript, good grades. He will do his own support that he can. But on the back end, from let's say from 3, from 4, I was doing my rap things, doing events in my battleground, this. That's why I don't expect myself to have A. Why should I have A? Give me my E, let me go, because you are spending all your time in school, which I don't even think is going to give you that much. But me, I've divided my time. Part I'm doing my hip hop. The money which I got from dancing in Europe, till now, I've not had any one profession that's given me that much, which is crazy. But in Cameroon, I was just doing that battle thing, freestyle thing. So imagine that.
And how much did you get in Cameroon?
Nothing. We're just impressing the girls.
Okay.
So
you see, I feel like that's really an advantage. You got more money abroad.
But listen to it, I was focused because I knew that let me be doing this my dance. Right now it does not have value. But when I go to that Europe, which my plan is pass in school, get admission, your parents will send you. Then now explore your dancing.
So you feel like if you're in Cameroon doing that hip hop and you're focused, you'd have made money out of it. Who you dance for?
So it is different, right?
Okay.
I remember when I met some people who were dancing for Mount Cameroon Trade Fair thing. These guys that put makeup, wear that big botox thing and they're dancing, right? And then I was telling the guy like, hey, good job. Ooh, I went to the trade fair. It was a concert thing. So usually when they do those things, expecting that people who are in the VIP section are going to come to the front of them and stuff. So the guy came and was telling like, he can't for a hustle or something in the chat. And I said, that do you know that I've done the same thing? I was like, no, grand friend. They like, I think that I go online, I'm going to pull out the picture where I've painted my face black dancing. I've worn lion head and I'm dancing. But it's just that mindset that I felt like I'm a bad guy. How can I be doing those things in Cameroon? But if I did it, of course it's not going to pay me the 700, 500,000 like there. But those guys are making good money. When they dance on that trade fair, they might end up with 100,000 francs. They might not make 700,000, but 100,000 francs is a lot of money in the Cameroon context.
It's like 100,000
per person
Yes.
or all of them?
No, per person, there were just 2 guys who have won those things and they're animating the crowd.
Those people have families. Gas face now, gas is like thank you.
House
like
rent.
house rent.
So that's why I
100,000
encourage
francs
you, when you are
Cameroon.
young, you're not the one paying house rent and doing gas. While your parents are still footing that bill, put in place a system that will permit you to just transition from their help. So there are many things like, my father when he sees me doing my entertainment things, is like, this is entertainment leisure things again, right? He has no say in it because I'm not asking for your money. I bought my cameras, I bought my lights. At that time, I was expecting him to give me money to go to the studio. Whose money? Are you smoking which kind of grass? But now that I have my money, I do what I want. Secondly, I'm also having a very good professional career, which that's what he wants. So it's not 100% what he wants, but at least there is a compromise that, okay, this is the good grades you want, this is the good job you guys want, but I like these things with my passions and I'm going to roll with it.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
But don't you feel that over there they are excelling more because they don't have to be on the edge? Like you said, you have to be focusing on this while you're actually trying to follow your own path.
Very true.
But from there, like if they tell their parents that they want to do this,
yeah.
they are very supportive of them. They try to push them from them, try to push them until that's when they start excelling more.
What I usually encourage people is don't just look at the good sides of Europe, look at the bad sides too. It was trauma for me in Europe.
Like what?
I remember the first day I got to Cameroon, I had to find Cameroon like 10 places. I bought a cold gino and then I just took a picture and sent it to my friends. We go and hustle and then at times we are cooking some hot spaghetti at 3 a.m. in the night because if that spaghetti gets cold, you cannot eat it again. It just has like one spice.
But that's literally the same life of a student in
I don't think so.
spaghetti.
No, what I'm saying, like my life
spaghetti.
was comfortable in Cameroon. But the stress out there was crazy.
But you just said that comfort is not going to give you money.
Exactly.
So you need that uncomfortability. So if America is providing,
maybe that's why I'm even suggesting that African parents should create that uncomfortable situation. You people work hard.
They are already making us uncomfortable,
No,
but not
they're
positively.
They are sending you people allowance. Nobody was sending me allowance. They are sending you people house rent. Nobody. On the contrary, I had to pay like half of my fees. My parents raised half. I'm footing all my bills. In that reality, that many children, who, if something happens to your parents, God forbid, you wake up immediately and you see the man's life changing.
Because you see that there's more to migration than just living. It has to do with like the entire mindset of the people in that particular country.
Yeah.
Because you cannot just say that my parents have their own mindset. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll ever see this podcast.
Yeah.
But it's somewhat backwards. Like they just depend on me forever till you get your own civil servant job. Emphasis on civil servant.
You say that their mindset is backwards, but they are from a backwards time, so you cannot expect them to do otherwise.
Okay.
What education surely did for them is not going to do for you. So you don't blame them for having that mindset. And one of the things young people do is, you tell your dad, give me, the few cases I've heard, give me 2 million, let me start a business. You give the man 2 million, he takes it to the bar, he squanders the money.
Sometimes you just want that distance. Like, I feel like if I go abroad, I'll have space to do my own things I want to do.
You can create that space here.
Not really.
So if you have a job and you're doing your own things and ask your parents for money, they'll give you space.
Like, low key now, my parents don't even want me to get a job at this stage. Like, my mother is like, don't go for that job interview. What if you say kidnap scheme? So you see,
listen,
the African mentality
don't
is sad.
say your parents don't want you to get the job. It looks like,
This is my life.
so don't push the responsibility to them.
I should just wake up and just do as I want.
Now the
That's
risk,
what you're saying.
the risk is this. If you do it and it falls in the hole, the parents look at me telling you.
Exactly.
Manage
That's
your
the
life.
thing.
But now if it works, they now listen. Like I feel like the more I've done something and I'm successful, my dad listens to me a little bit more. Because now he knows like this man has a brain maybe.
Well, you can never be too sure now. You have to try some things. Like there's possibility you have to fail to discover what to be
So
successful.
fail, your parents disown you, they abandon you, you look for money, but you want to be comfortable, like I cannot do that because my parents. It's true, listen to your parents, but when it's all said and done, it is your life. And when the consequences of those choices come, you will not share it with them.
Ambassador Sina,
Yes.
once you go abroad,
Yes.
or once you even bring up the idea, I've played lottery until I'm tired. Like, I think the last one, my parents were like, no lottery, and then this year they're like, come and register us. So you see that once you just bring up the concept of a lottery or going abroad, your parents are already very supportive of you. Even if I go abroad and say that I want to focus on music, they know that there's a career. There's something called an actual music space.
Because it has been proven that people have gone out and have made it.
Yes.
Most young people here are not serious.
That's what you think.
It's all about
They are
serious.
not
Do
serious.
you think that everybody that has ventured into the is really not serious? I bet that there's some that have been very serious, but the way our country has said.
You see in life, there is no bet. You make it or you fail. All of that bet, so people who are losers, and when I say this, I know that's a human being.
When you feel
there
that,
is no
this is
bet.
why you feel.
Your
Those
reasons are for
the
you and your
bets.
family. It's nobody's problem. No, facts. The thing is, people think that life is a bed of roses or some cushion, and then when life hits them, I rather go with life like no emotion, no feeling. I get this no matter what, as long as it's legal. And then later on, when I've had it, I decide to tone down. Rather than going tone down, then don't make it in life. Just a fortuitous way to kill you. So there are all these other angles which I think we're going to dive into when we're talking with the guys. I want to wrap this up now. We have all had their own opinions with regards to why you are in support. And I knew that this was going to be tough because it's like it's the world, me against the world. Everybody wants to fall. No problem. Safe journey. After this podcast, you people will go. Later on now, when you start complaining, I'll just send you this video. Did I not tell you? Okay, let's hope. So guys, give us your feedback in the comment section. We are going to bring in the guys and then have a mixed convo, which is going to be more in the direction of how we feel when people come from abroad with much money and are doing the things they do, and also what we think they should be doing correctly. So it's more of a discussion which is just our experience to bush followers, but we also expect that they watch this and then they make the changes because they're part of this problem. So it's a boy, Ambassador, out.